Almost on a weekly basis, we report on road traffic accidents claiming the lives of persons along major highways in the country. The most recent, which occurred on the Philip Golson Highway, claimed the lives of 3 men, including the chairman of Crooked Tree Village. While the Belize Police Department has taken the lead in the investigation, the Ministry of Transport is concerned about the increasing number of incidents. In expressing condolences to the families, Deputy Chief Transport Officer Peter Williams says that it is a real problem.
Based on the preliminary reports that I have received prior to this interview, I can see that yes, road traffic collisions has seen a peak, really. And the truth of the matter is, oftentimes we see on the media the more fatal or the fatal collisions being reported, but that has not accounted for all the other minor day-to-day road traffic collisions that take place, the fender benders as we would refer to them. Those are not recorded and shown on the media.
In the general vicinity where the accident occurred, there are numerous potholes, and oftentimes drivers would veer onto the wrong side of the highway to avoid slamming into them. It's a risky practice as they may end up in the path of oncoming traffic. There is also the issue of speeding, which Williams says is among the behaviors that lead to these fatal collisions.
We have been observing a trend over the past few years that one of all the 5 pillars of road safety, 2 of the main pillars that we've seen contributing to road traffic collisions and fatalities are 1, safe vehicle pillars, and 2, the driver behavior pillar. What does that mean? Simply put, that we have observed that drivers on the road are not taking the necessary cautions and precautions to be able to reduce these fatalities on the road. Many a times we find that drivers refuse to adhere to the rules of the roads. They still choose to speed. They still choose to overtake around curves and hills and so on.
Adhering to road rules is for the safety and well-being of all road users. And while the onus is on the individual driver, there are efforts made to build the capacity of enforcement units. This includes a recent intake of transport officers who have been engaged in training.
The Department of Transport is trying to enhance its capabilities, and by such we're trying to train our officers, of course, with partnership of the Belize Police Department and other stakeholders. We're trying to develop that in-house capacity to ensure that our officers are able to properly deal with these matters, because traffic enforcement is comprising of a variety of things, right? It's not just to be out there and to want to sanction road users. There's a awareness element, and we often try to stress on that.
The provision of equipment to facilitate both the Department of Transport and, to a lesser extent, the police in carrying out their enforcement of the traffic rules and regulation, and also to provide some training where it's necessary to help them to facilitate their objectives.
Over the past decade, the Road Safety Project 1 focused on infrastructure development along the George Price Highway and the Hummingbird Highway. Project manager for the second road safety project is Zane Castillo. He says that this time around, the goal is to reduce traffic fatalities by 50%.
This is the second decade actually for 2021 to 2030. And the objective is to reduce traffic fatalities by 50% by the year 2030. And so every time I read or see traffic incident on the highway, it makes me wonder how much farther we are from accomplishing this goal. And so we are here to try to, again, instill in the road users that it's important to abide by the traffic laws and regulations. They are not there only for the sake of being on the books, but it is there to help save lives.
Duane, Moody for News 5.